Ciao e benvenuti all'episodio bonus. In questo episodio vi spiegherò tutti gli indizi della Caccia al Tesoro di 2025. Now, I'm going to be using the English version of the clues, and the content of the clues is the same across the languages, but I'll mention each element and explain what is involved in that element. So first of all, our first destination. A wall which once traced a border line, now a living canvas where colours shine. So that, of course, is the Berlin Wall. And the Berlin Wall, parts of the Berlin Wall have been transformed into the East Side Gallery, where there are paintings on the wall, so they've been turned into a canvas. Where the row of linden trees stop, a gate stands strong with chariot atop. So that is referring to Unter den Linden, which is a big avenue in Berlin that goes from all the way from the cathedral all the way down to the Brandenburg Gate. So that is, of course, the gate that stands strong with a chariot atop. Red and green lights blink in the night. Marching figures keep crossings bright. So that's a reference to the Ampelmännchen, which are the little figures on the traffic lights throughout Berlin. And above it all, the tower stands tall, watching the city steady through all. And that, of course, is the famous TV-Turm, the Fernsehturm, which stands above Berlin, watching over the city. And all of these clues, of course, refer to Berlin, the capital city of Germany. Let's take a look at the Italian version of the clue.
Un muro un tempo tracciava frontiere, ora è un dipinto non da temere. Dove finiscono i tigli in fiore, sorge una porta di antico splendore. Omini rossi e verdi guidano i pedoni, offrendo loro utili indicazioni. In alto svetta una torre maestosa che guarda la città, calma e grandiosa.
Let's take a look now at the second checkpoint of our journey. Where lovers still whisper beneath the stone, a balcony waits, its secret well known. So these are the famous lovers, Romeo and Juliet, of course, the story based in Verona, and Juliet's balcony, it can still be seen, and it's a very popular tourist site. And then an ancient arena, by twilight aglow, carries the arias that rise and flow. So this is, of course, the open-air arena in Verona, where operas are performed throughout the summer. It's a fantastic experience. Continuing with the clue, a river curves in a gentle embrace, tracing the lines of a storied place. So the river that winds through Verona is the Adige, which gives its name, of course, to Alto Adige. And it is a storied place. It's a place which is featured in many, many works of literature. Talking of which, spritz in hand as the evening turns gold, two gentlemen toast to a city of old. So this is referring to two gentlemen of Verona, as mentioned in Shakespeare's play. And the spritz in hand, well, an Aperol Spritz is a very popular drink, and you'll see everyone enjoying them on the streets of Verona. So, of course, our second clue is pointing to the beautiful city in the north of Italy, Verona. Let's take a look at the Italian version.
Lì dove gli amanti sussurrano piano, un balcone custodisce un segreto lontano. L'antica arena, al calar della sera, fa volar melodie nell'aura leggera. Un fiume disegna un dolce cammino, testimone di storie e del loro destino. Con uno spritz tra i riflessi dorati, due gentiluomini brindano ai tempi passati.
Let's move on to our third clue now. Where spires still climb, though the work's not done, stone bends to light in Mediterranean sun. So the work is not yet complete on this cathedral, if you're watching in 2025 anyway. The cathedral we're talking about is, of course, the Sagrada Familia in Barcelona. And so the clue continues. A dragon rests where the colours gleam, mosaics shimmer like a restless dream. So this clue is referring to a sculpture covered in mosaics, known locally as El Drag, the dragon, but it's also a lizard or a salamander, and it can be found in Barcelona's Parc Güell. It's a beautiful park. From hills to harbour, two voices soared, singing an anthem the world adored. Now, I'm sure you're familiar with the Montserrat Caballé and Freddie Mercury song Barcelona, and of course all of the clues are leading to this one place. By the waves where the night feels free, echoes of glory drift over the sea. So Barcelona is of course a glorious city by the sea, but it also perhaps is a nod to the 1992 Olympics where many athletes were glorious and victorious. Okay, time for the Italian version.
Là dove le guglie ancora non sono finite, le pietre dal caldo sol vengono scalfite. Un drago riposa tra vivide tinte e mosaici brillano in forme variopinte. Dalle colline al porto 2 voci intonarono una canzone che tutti nel mondo amarono. Vicino al mare, quando si accende la sera, risuona il ricordo di una fiamma sincera.
Okay, it's time to turn our attention to our final clue, and that is, of course, Strasbourg. Here in Strasbourg with our treasure, and we're ready to explain the clue. Where a single spire cuts the winter sky and storks keep watch from rooftops high. So there are a couple of clues in here already. First of all, the spire. Now, the spire of the Strasbourg Cathedral, there's only one of them. And the reason for this is that the architects of the cathedral didn't realise that they were building on basically ground that was not very solid. And in order to avoid becoming the Leaning Cathedral of Strasbourg, similar to the Leaning Tower of Pisa, they decided to stop at one spire on the cathedral. So that's why there is only one spire on the cathedral today. And then the mention also of storks, les cigognes, which are of course so familiar in this part of France. When winter drapes the markets bright, the air is rich with festive light. Strasbourg is a beautiful place to be in the summer, just now, but it's also a fantastic place to be in the winter when the Christmas markets light up the city and it's a wonderful atmosphere. And halls where nations each a thread weave one voice for the road ahead. So these halls refer to places like the Parlement Européen, the European Parliament here in Strasbourg, and also the European Court of Human Rights, another institution found here. And let's not forget the Council of Europe, another institution. And all of these institutions are places where countries from across the EU come together to discuss, to plan, and to create the future. And finally, the last section, find covered bridges by waters calm, your treasure awaits in the house by the dam. So the covered bridges, les ponts couverts, one of the most famous symbols of Strasbourg, to be found in Petite France, this gorgeous area here in the centre of the city. And the covered bridges are opposite the Vauban Dam. And the Vauban Dam was a defensive structure. It was created to prevent attack from the south because it was able to flood that plain and stop any invasion from the south. And of course, our treasure was found in the house opposite the dam. We found our treasure there, our golden coffee cup, which inspired Coffee Break. Okay, it's now time to take a look at the Italian version of the clue.
Dove un solo pinnacolo sfida il ciel d'inverno, dai tetti le cicogne sorvegliano tutto l'esterno. Quando il freddo avvolge i mercati festosi, l'aria si riempie di luci e canti gioiosi. In ampie aule le nazioni diventan coro, intessendo le loro voci in un accordo d'oro. Vicino ai ponti coperti, dove l'acqua riposa, il tuo tesoro ti attende, presso una diga silenziosa.
We really do hope that you have enjoyed taking part in the 2025 Treasure Hunt. Now, if you'd like to find out more about Coffee Break, then of course visit coffeebreaklanguages.com, where we have lots of materials which will help you build your language skills across lots of different languages. For now, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you for taking part. I hope this has been a useful explanation of all of our clues. And it only remains for me to say, merci beaucoup, vielen Dank, grazie mille, muchas gracias, and happy coffee breaking.